okay, that source data into the target table, from which table we wants to that employees. Okay, let's do it. Okay, that questions today. Okay, so let's cooperate and do it. Okay, because we have to create a mapping, right? So that is a question one. So let understand it first. Okay, so you are aware, like in last class we discussed about ki we have to transfer the data from source to where? Anyone? Okay, Aziz sir is here. So give me a minute. Okay, let me check.
Go on, Mukul, go on.
Okay, sir. Let me quickly share my screen again. Okay, so that is a filter question. So here we need to first know about the sources. Okay, because we have to fetch the data from the source system. So source is our database. We will fetch the data from the database. We will use Oracle, and we can use anyone. Okay, that's up to you. Which database is connected to on with the IICS. Okay, so that database you have to use. So we have to fetch the source table from the database. Okay, and then we have to apply some filter conditions and then dump the data into the end system. So end system is also our database, right? So let's know about the table name. So what is our source table name? Anyone, any idea? Employees.
Employee source.
Yes. Why? Because here you can see key load data into the target table. Okay, so that is a target table from which table we have to fetch the data from employees table. So that is our source table name. And what is our target table name?
A underscore filter.
Good. And then conditions. We have one filter conditions, right? So that is salary is 10,000, right? So let's see. We have any employee whose salary is 10,000 or not? So you can see key we already have a source table, right? But whenever we are doing mappings or on the live project, so then that times we have to create the target table. Okay, but that time they provide ki what type of column we wants to use. So the same things we have to fetch it from here. So we have a target structure here. You have to click to filter. Okay, that filter transformation, and then click to that lesson, and then click to target structure. So that is the target structure, means ki we don't want all the columns whatever we have in the source column. So in the source table, how many columns we have? Let's check. Okay, so we have 11 columns, right, in the source. So that is a column name, and these are the constraints, and these are the data type, and these are the length size. You are already aware, right, about the data type and length size. If not, so the data type is that ki what type of data we want to store on that particular columns. Like here we use number, so we can insert only number values in employee ID. If we are going to insert some like character or string values, character based values. So that time it throw an error. Maybe in real time you can see key whenever you are going to fill any form. Okay. So if there is a mobile number columns and you are going to put your name, so it will throw an error. Okay. Why? Because you put the data type number. That's why we are not able to put any character value. Okay. And then how many columns we have in the target? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have to use 7. So source table is already exist, right? So what is our next step? We have to create which table? The target table, right? T underscore filter. So let's use one connection. So we will provide you L103 connections team. Okay, you can ping Priyanka. So she will provide you that server access. So we have to add a create table because that is a table which we need to create, and then Mukul, and then I'm going to add one. Okay, so let's create it. So you can see that table is created, right? So let's run it. Select the star from the table. Let's see if there's any data or not. No, we don't have any data because we want to pull the data from which table? Anyone? From employees table, right? Let's check how many employees we have whose salary is 10,000. So let's write a SQL query and then run it. So there is one employee, Mukul, whose salary is 10,000. Okay. So let's do it on Informatica side. So just give me a minute. Let me open the ICS or no, IDMC. So any questions so far, anyone? In the source, in the target? No question. Good. Okay, so that's open. Let me share my screen again. Okay, thank Priya.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you show
Yes.
where we can define the connections for source and target tables?
On
Management.
Informatica side, right?
Yes.
Okay. We have to create the connections. Okay, so we have that administrator components. We have multiple components. Okay. I'll show. Let's open it first. See, most of the time or 90% connections, we can see that connection is already created. So we don't need to create it. But if there's any requirement to create it, then we have to go to the administrator page. Let's see, there's like some network issue or Informatica server issue might be. Okay, it's open. So we have to click to the data integrations on the top, go to the administrator. Okay, on the administrator, you can see multiple things, but if you want to create a connection, so you have to just double click on that connections on the left side. Here you can see key, and these are the connections we already created for like different batches. Okay, so if you want to create a new connections, you have to just double click on a new connections. and then you have to put the connection name. Like if I want to create a connections or connections, okay, for L103 batch, so I have to put the connection name, and then what type of uh, data, okay, what type of like a database we have. Either the table exists in any cloud server or any database, okay, like the Oracle database, or either the data is in SQL server. Okay, it's up to you. If it is a flat file, so you have to choose a flat file. Suppose, okay, so we are using Oracle, so we have to choose Oracle. Okay, once you have to choose Oracle, so you have to choose the runtime environment. Okay, so that is a by default okay, runtime environment that provided by the Informatica. Okay, so you have to put the username and then password, and we have already by one server. We have to put that host name. Okay, that host name of L103 connections we will provide you. Okay, you have to put that host name and then port name, and then schema. You don't need to put anything on the schema side, and then that code page. So most of the time we have to go with the that UTF-8 or MS window Latin one. Okay, so what is that? Any idea? That code page? Anyone? Priya and Shavana and anyone?
All the systems should have the same character sets.
Okay, but why we have these different? We have like UTF-32 also, right? Okay, so you can see in most of the company we are using MS window Latin. Okay, so it's depend upon the languages, what type of languages we are going to use. Okay, if we are going to use any Chinese languages, that Japanese languages, so in UTF-8 you can see all the languages included. Okay, so we have a like separate code page for Japanese. Here you can see. Okay, if you have to work on the Japanese like data, so you can go with that. Okay, otherwise you can choose UTF-8. Okay, that support Chinese also, and that UTF-32 that support Chinese. Okay, but 99% companies, okay, use that English language, so that's why we are going to choose MS Window Latin one. Clear, right? Any doubt, anyone? Okay, good. So once that is done, you have to click to that connection, test connections, okay, and then click to save. Once the connection is saved, you can see and this connection here. Now, any question, anyone? No, good. So now move on to here. We are going to like do filter, right?
Like in Power Center, we are creating the connection and defining those connections in session level, right?
Yes.
So similarly, we need to define the connections in data integration as well, where we can create the mapping task or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
we have
it's
to
just we
define it
can create the
whenever.
connections, that's it.
No, no, no. We have to like choose that connections. If one connection is created, okay, we have to choose that particular connections in the mapping in source and target. That I will show. Okay. Let me create one folder for IDMC Bootcamp. So team, if you are going to create any mapping, you have to go under IDMC Bootcamp. So you have to create a folder, just click to new folder and put your name. Oh, cool. Okay, so if you are going to do anything, practice, okay, you have to create under your folder and then click to new because we are going to create a mapping. So we have so many things, but we have to focus on the mapping part. So click to mapping and then click to create. Once you click to create, so that type of page opens, right? So let's understand it first. So these are the transformations, okay, which we have to use, okay, to implement our code or to meet the customer requirement. So okay, so second, that is a mapping name. and it is invalid. Why? Because we did not like we have to update or fetch the source and target tables. And mapping name, yeah, if we want to change a mapping name, of course we can. Yeah, that is a mapping name. Okay, if we want to change, so we have a naming convention. Okay, so that we need to follow every time. So first we have to write the M. What that M indicates key, that is a mapping. And then we have to write the project name. Okay, and then after that we have to write the source system and then target system. Okay, and that vary like organizations to organization, they wants to use it or not. Okay, so most of the time I can see key they use. So we are going to create a filter mapping, right? So what we are going to use filter. Okay, so our source system is Oracle, right? And target system is Oracle. So that is our the mapping name. Any confusion in the naming convention? No, good. So just paste it. That is a location and that is a description. So description, if you want to put anything, you can put, or either you can put the questions. In real time, we put like what we are going to do in our mapping, that thing. So that thing also cover. If you want to save, you can save. If you want to run, you can run. But when the mapping is valid, then that time you can see the run button is enabled, otherwise no. Okay, and that is a to arrange it, like if by mistake you did like that. Okay, and if you want to arrange your transformations, just click to here. If you want to delete any transformations, you can delete, click to here. And if you want to like cut and paste, you can. Okay, so that is for cut and that is for copy, and third one is for paste. Like I want to copy that transformation, copy it, and then you can see that paste button is enabled. You can paste it, right? And you can delete it like that. If you want to like zoom in and zoom out, you have to, and that is for undo and like okay, redo. And that is for the parameters. If you want to use any parameters and if you want to pass any parameters, so you have to create here. So we'll discuss later. We have two type of parameter here. Okay, and that is for the validation. Like if you can see error, okay, and you are not able like much aware about that key where we did the mistake. So just click to here that validations bar. Here you can see we have issue on the source and side and the target side. What are the issue? We have connection is not specified. Okay, because we have to specify the connections. Same thing with the target side, and we have to select the table also. Okay, because both are blank. Let's close it. And then we have SQL ETL query. If you wants to create, then you can. Okay, and then here we have the you have wants to create the other component like a mapping task. Okay, and then run order flow. Like if we have a multiple mapping, and if you want to arrange key that first flow run first and then third flow run second, so you can arrange. And these are the parameters. Okay, and that is a validation panel, and these are the advanced properties, and that is a stored procedure. If you are already aware about like in SQL, so maybe. Okay, so but we will cover that part too. So first click to sources because we want to load the source table, right? And source table name is employees, right? So let's copy it and then paste it here. Okay, and then click to source. At the bottom you can see source. If you want to maximize, minimize, you can do like that, but there are three icon also. Okay, to minimize the blue screen like that, to maximize the blue screen, the last one. And okay, if you want to like both, okay, the same size above and below screen, so you have to double click on the middle one. So move on to here, the connection. So connection is, let's choose the sandbox connection. We are going to fetch the table from sandbox connection. So that is our source. And second, we have object type. Which type of object you want to choose? Like if we have a single table, multiple table, or query. Single table, right? Because we have to fetch only employees table, not 2 or 3 tables. So if you want to choose multiple tables, you can choose okay, that multiple object options. And if you want to write any query, okay, then you have to choose that option. If you want to use parameter, you have to click to that parameters. So today is our first class, so we have to focus on the single object like a single table. And then next we have a object. Object means ki table. Which table we want to fetch from that connection, that sandbox connection. So double click on the select, and then we have two ways. Either you can scroll it if we have a multiple table. So the best way, you just write the table name and then click to search. If you click to search, just choose that table and then click to OK. And we have to save our mapping every time, okay, because that is an Informatica server. If they are updating something and they refresh it, so if you not save it, so your mapping gone. So next we have, if you want to see the data, what type of data we have here, so you have to click to that preview data. That is the source data. Okay, so that is the data exist in our source. Click to done. So these are the properties of SQL source transformation. But we have to today focus on the filter and some other transformation. Okay. And next we have a fields. So fields means ki, how many columns we have in the source. So you can see we have employee ID, first name. These are the data types. Okay. And that is a length size, precision size. And if we have a scale size, so you can see, okay, after the decimal value, that is a scale size. And then we have a partition. Partition we will use whenever we wants to optimize the mappings. Okay, so many times if our mapping take longer time as expected, like if it our mapping taking 1 hour, if client said ki no, we are not good. Okay, so just try to reduce that timing. So that time we have to see, uh, actually we have many methods like partitioning, and then we have sorry, push down optimization techniques, and we have to see the complex transformations if we are using any complex transformations. Okay, how to optimize that uh, transformations. Okay, if there's any way to write any query on the database side, so we have to see that part too. Okay, so we have many options. So that is also a part of like optimizations. So next thing is that our source table is already loaded. So let's load the target table. So target table is t underscore filter underscore my name. Okay, Mukul, and then one. So that is a target table. So incoming fields, you can see ki what are the fields coming from the source system or from the source table. So these are the fields coming from the source table. And click to the target. We have to specify the target. So we use L103 connections, right? Where we created our target table here, right? And then single object, of course, that is a single table, and then click to that object, and then search it, and then click to OK. So now you can see, okay, we have the target table. Then click to preview data. So that's blank, right? There is no data right now. And then these are the operations. Okay, so what type of operations we have to perform? So right now we have to insert the data. So we have to choose the insert. So by default it is insert, because every time we have to insert the data. Okay, if there is any requirement to insert or update, so we have some technique. So at the time of SCD, so then that time we have to go with that upsert or update to. Okay, so next we have that the truncate table. Any idea about the truncate table? Anyone?
Yes, before loading to target, it will truncate the table.
Yeah, good job, Harv. So what that functionality, suppose if our mapping run one time and if you forgot to truncate our target table. Okay, so if our target table is blank, there is no data, so whatever the data we have in source, it will upload the same data. So next time if we our the source file is changed, okay, or we update the source file or two rows updated, so then that time if we forgot to truncate that target table, okay, you can see the previous data. Okay, so we have to truncate the data. Okay, and then we
Uh,
have the hmm,
Hi, Mukul. Actually, for this enable target bulk load option, right? So how we can specify the batch size, like inserting the batch size?
that is not like enable it here. Batch sizes we have to like specify on the caches part. Okay, not
Oh,
from here. Yeah, on the caches. Okay, where you can specify that the batch size. Okay, batch size.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you choose it whenever you have a like a bulk load, but we have many more ways also. Okay, so then that time we don't need to choose that options. Okay, we'll discuss okay
Okay.
how to like yeah, because we can see ki if we are going to choose that enable target bulk load na, so
Yeah.
our mapping take time. Okay, that bulk load
Okay.
also like we discussed last time with the informatica asana. So then that time if we are going to choose that options now, so it will take like 5 minutes some seconds. Okay, so just try to avoid
Mm,
if we have any ways to optimize our query na or mapping.
okay.
So we have to go with that way first. Okay, before enabling it.
Okay, thanks, Mukul. And another one, Mukul, like for this current mapping which we are developing now,
Mm-hmm,
so from employees we have around of 6 fields, and from the target we're also replicating the same fields, right? So
mm-hmm.
what if like we already created the table in the database, and the sources also contains the values and all, and we are planning to migrate the data from that source to the target by the filter condition of source is equal to 10, salary is equals to 10,000.
Okay.
Suppose, so for currently for this mapping, we are going with a truncate load option. But if
Mm-hmm,
I skip the truncate and load option and I want to add a field extra into only the target that
mm-hmm.
shows the current, that shows the last loaded date.
Okay.
Like suppose if we set up this
No, no,
mapping
that I
and
understand. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, like, can we do that instead of adding any other queries? Can we do that in the field segregation itself, like in this current page, in this dashboard? Like, just to add a field into the target filter mapping itself, and based on the data which we're transferring from source to target, at the time the date will should get automatically loaded into the
Uh,
target.
yes. So then that time scenarios we have maybe you are aware or not, we have like SCDs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like first we have to go with the SCD type 2 where the inserted and updated data will be updated. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
on the target side, and about the date format, so of course we have to use the expression transformations. Okay, where we have to use a functions, fetch the data from the system date and which format you want to store the date,
Like
20.
anything, Mukul, like simple, like current timestamp, whatever. Whenever the data lands into the target, automatically the database should print the timestamp of that record whenever it's later. So without query, can we just do that in the dashboard itself, like just to add a field, a kind of that? Is that possible?
On the target side,
Yeah, only in the target side, huh?
if you want to manually add it, right?
Oh,
Just
okay. Here we can do that.
okay. but that is not the best way. Okay, if you want to add any field on the target side, okay, so go
Mhm.
to the database and run the alter commands. Okay, so that is the best way.
Okay. So before
And
creating the table, we can add current timestamp as an extra field, so it will get automatically loaded.
yes, and the best way, suppose ki we have 120 columns, right, in source.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that 120 columns we also want in target system, and we don't have like a DDL schemas. So the
Oh,
best
okay.
way we have, just click to the target table. Okay, click to the target. Okay, and then we
Mhm.
have options to create the table on runtime. Click
Oh,
to that select.
automatically it
Yeah.
create replicate that same table DDL with the
Yes.
same format.
Yeah. Okay. But many times, like 95% we can see, like client said ki we have 80 columns and we don't want, or we only want 30 columns. So just create it manually. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. No worries. Any other question, anyone? No questions. Okay. So, and these are the advanced properties of the target. Okay. We will also explain it in the end, like whenever we are going to do the project, not right now, because these are the advanced property and we don't need to use it. Okay. On the daily basis, whenever we have a requirement. So then that time we have to use. And these are the target field. Target field means ki whatever the fields we have on the target table. So these are the target fields, and that is a field mapping. So that is a very important thing we have on the Informatica, because that is also a machine. That is not a human mandate. So we have to map the fields. These are the source field and these are the target table field. So we have to map these fields or columns key, which field data we want to send on which fields, like key employee ID, first name, last name, job ID, and then salary. And maybe there is a questions comes in your mind ki Mukul, if we have a 120 column, so we have to do it manually. These no. So we have our options. You have to click to that auto map and then click to that smart map. Okay, so you can see that columns automatically map, but that column is already exist in source, but that is not mapped with the target. Why so? Because you can see their naming convention. So that is a department ID and we use DID. If we have a like a same, so it will map automatically. Okay, so let's run it first without the filter transformation. So okay, we'll use filter later. Let's see. Right now our table is empty, right? And let's run it again. And you can see mapping is valid and that run button is enabled. Let's run it. And that is a server. Okay. So it will take time sometimes. So like 4 to 5 seconds to upload it. So you have to wait. If you are continuously working, so you don't need to like you wait it. So then that time automatically create or run that command if you are not working. So yeah, of course it will take time. Okay, so now it runs. So now that's empty. So let's run it and see the magic of that IDMC tool. See, and that is open. Suppose we are on the same page and that we forgot to click on the pop-up window, right? I just double click on that pop-up window. If we forgot, so you have to click to my jobs. So you can see 109 rows loaded into target table. So run it. You can see the data, right? And let's check how many rows we have here in target, right? And source table, because that is a machine, might be. So any question any so far here? If you have any question, team, you can ask. Okay, because that is the second session. 109 and the same loaded into a target. Now will use the filter condition and see. So we have only one employees, right? Let's use the filter transformation and see the magic. Okay.
And Mukul,
Mhm.
one thing, like if I want, like suppose for this current mapping, from source to target, we are using the same DDL and the same formats, right?
Mhm.
Suppose the mapping document may contains that the salary should be as a integer instead of number.
Mhm.
So can we change it
Yeah, we
by
can go to
okay,
here, employees, click to here, employee, okay, fields, click to that fields, okay. Uh, Click to that options, you edit metadata, okay. If you want to change the decimal to integer, okay, choose that
okay.
data type.
So will it auto converts the sorry, it will automatically convert and transfer the data to targets directly. So whatever the
Yes,
target data type will be,
yes,
it will
yes,
push
yes.
it.
And
Okay.
remember one thing, like suppose we change it, okay, here. It will change only on the IDMC page, not on the database, okay? But it
Okay,
will
okay,
run.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Suppose if we have any errors, like it will show it here itself, and we can backtrack where exactly the issue is getting pointed or
yeah,
kind
we
of
have
that.
many ways. Like if it is showing invalid, of course, we have that validations bar. Of second way, the best way we have, go to that my jobs, open that instance, whatever the run, open it. Okay, that session
Session
logs.
logs. Okay,
Okay,
okay, got it.
yeah, you have to read that file and where you can find out the, okay,
Okay,
after
got
the
it.
reader. Yeah, after here, okay,
Got it. Yep.
you have to read. If it is not like explain it in a clear way, okay, you are not able to understand it. So we have one more ways. Go to the, it will give you the detailed explanations, okay. You have to change that normal to verbose everywhere. So it will give you a detailed explanations of each
Okay,
transformation.
cool. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, no worries. So team, you
Thank
have to just, yeah, no worry. Any other question?
No, no, I'm good. Mukul.
Okay,
Thanks.
worries. So we have to just drag and drop in between that employees and target. But we can see one issue. By mistakes, an employees or candidate drag and drop, okay, outside that link. Okay, so how we can map it? So just delete that link, okay, in between source and target. So just connect it like manually and then arrange it. Now click to that filter on the general. If you want to rename any mapping, so you can rename. If you want to add some descriptions, you have to add the descriptions. Like we have to use the filter of, okay, FLT on which column, salary, and then equals to uh 10,000, right? We have to write like that. Incoming fields means ki what are the fields coming from the source. You can see all the fields and we have to click to that filter. Okay, so we have two ways to define our filter condition. First way, we have a simple, you have to that plus sign, choose the salary columns, operator, which operator you wants to use, and the we have to write the value here. Okay, like 10,000 and then save it. The second and best way, we have the advanced. Why it is best? I'll show. Okay, we'll click to advanced, click to edit filter conditions where we have options to validate it. Okay, so you can see ki our expression is validate. Okay, valid. So suppose we write that. Okay, I put that number into single quotes and I'm going to validate. So it's showing ki issue, but if we are going to go with the simple one, so then that time it not show issue whenever we are going to run our mapping, so then that time it fail, but not on the runtime. Okay, so why it is showing issue? Because that is a number we put it into a if we put it into a single quote, so it considered as a string. Okay, that is clear everyone, or any confusion?
Yeah. One thing, Mukul, like in this filter condition itself, can we add case functions, anything, whatever we need, like aggregate functions and all?
No, no,
Okay, if
that's depend like what type of conditions we have. Okay, we cannot create any aggregate functions. Okay, but like after aggregate, if we have a requirement key minimum salary less than 5,000. Okay, so then
Okay.
that time we have to use that aggregate functions after that aggregate. Okay, after aggregate transformations we have to use the filter. Okay,
Oh,
and that put that
okay.
condition. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
that way. That column name, what are the output fields you created, and you have to apply the conditions. Salary, okay, and then apply the conditions that way.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, we have to first see then that time key what type of conditions we have, that is the active conditions or a passive conditions. Okay, that way we have to analyze. Click to OK, and then we have our advanced. We don't have anything, we have like a normal and tracing level. What are these levels? Okay, so we have to work only that normal every time. Okay, so there's a question ki Mukul, why we have these other threes, right? If we have to choose normal every time. Suppose our mapping is valid and we run it. Okay, so at the time of whenever the mapping runs, so it show error and we are not able to identify it. Like everywhere I can see key that is working fine, it is also working fine, that condition is also correct, everywhere it is correct. We are not identifying the error, actual error. Okay, we read the session file where it is not explain the error in a detailed form. So then that time we have to change that normal to that verbose data. Okay, so it will provide a detailed explanations of each transformations. Okay, so now there's again next question come ki Mukul, if it gives a detailed explanation, why we not choose verbose data every time, right? So we choose verbose data and run it, right? So any idea why we go with normal and why we are not choosing verbose data option? Anyone?
As it will be writing all the details to the session log,
Yeah,
the
that's
execution
fine.
time will be longer.
Yeah, that good job. The execution time, okay, it will extend the execution time. Suppose our mapping run within few seconds, like if 5 or 10 seconds. If we go with the verbose mode, so then that time you can see that time extended, like 1 minute or like 90 seconds, okay, 1 minute 30 seconds that way. So that's why we have to go with normal every time. But our mapping failed, so then that time we have to choose a verbose mode, see the error, resolve it. Then again we have to change it to normal. And then salary, click to save and then run it. So any question so far, anyone? No question. So you can see one rows, right? Let's check it here on the target side. So it show the correct data or not? It show the correct data, right? That is clear. Or any question? Confusion, anyone? Let's change the conditions and use the one more transformations. Okay. So we have time, salary less than 10,000. Okay. Click to save. Okay. So we have one more conditions here. Let me add it. Short the salary into ascending order. Right. How we are going to achieve it into SQL side? Any idea, anyone? If we are going to write any query? Anyone? Any idea? If we want to sort the salary into ascending order.
Order by
Okay. Order by then.
salary.
Okay. Salary and then ascending order and then run it. Okay. So it change where we have salary here into ascending order. Let's check the count. Okay. Then apply the same thing on Informatica side. How many employees whose salary is less than 101, and how many total employees we have? 109. Like 8 employees having salary greater than, okay, 10,000. So let's do it on Informatica side. We already put the filter condition. Okay, we want to sort the salary into ascending order. So we have a shorter transformations. Okay, we have to just drag and drop in between filter and target. Okay, and then arrange it. Click to shorter. So incoming field, of course, what are the field coming from source, and then click to short. Okay, and then click to that plus sign. What column we need to short? Salary, right? And we have a two option, either ascending or descending, and then click to advance. Okay, on the advance, by default we don't need to touch any property except that one, that distinct one. Okay, any idea why when we need to choose the distinct option, and what is the role of distinct option either in SQL?
It will show only the unique
To
value.
remove duplicate records.
Yeah, it removes the duplicate records or provide the unique values. Then that time we have to choose. Okay, then if we have an option, otherwise we don't need to change. Click to save and then run it. Okay, 101. And we also check it, right? They account 101 here, right? And let's run it. And it also changed the salary into ascending order. Any question, anyone? Okay, no questions. So team, for any questions or confusions, you can connect with Priyanka. Priyanka will provide you the website access. Okay, so but the account creation you have to do it yourself. Okay, you can ping to Priyanka there or in the group. Okay, we will provide you the access. If you also want Informatica access, you can like mail to Priyanka. She will provide you the credentials, Informatica credentials. But you have to create a your practice under IDMC bootcamp. If you are going to create outside that bootcamp, so like within like few days, your mapping will be deleted. Okay, you have to create a folder and you have to practice under IDMC bootcamp. And we also have Vani page on everywhere on YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay, and then Facebook. On YouTube, you can see ki we daily provide 5 to 6 questions, MCQ questions, okay, which will help you to get a job, okay, because we will provide the interview related question there, and you can go Vani Technology, okay, LLC. You can see our Vani page. Same, you have to search on everywhere, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, everywhere. Okay, and if you want to learn more about this course, you can contact with the Priyanka. She will provide you the syllabus. Okay, what are the things we are going to cover on the IICS? Okay, and what project we are going to cover everything in detail. Okay, you can see on the syllabus. Okay, she will provide you the PDF. So any question? Otherwise, we will wrap up the class. And anyone wants to add, Priyanka and Rajni sir, if you want to add something, you can add.
Good job,
Hi
Mukul.
everyone. Please fill the feedback form I have sent in the chat box. It will help us to grow.
Yeah. So team, please, it will hardly take 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. You can just fill that form, and we will also provide you the certificate. That certificate you can use it on the LinkedIn page also. Okay. And you can use our hashtag. Okay, it will show on our page also. So it will help you to get jobs because in future we will connected with all the organizations. Okay, and we will help you to get a jobs. Okay. Okay, team. Then
Guys, you can, if you want to join us to get more knowledge on any of the technologies. Either it is cloud, Azure, Databricks, Python, PySpark, or Informatica, any of the tool, you can let us know. We'll put you in extensive batch. Okay. This bootcamp is just to give you some idea about the tool. And we are keep doing bootcamp on different technologies every month. And we are going to start next bootcamp on Python. So whoever interested, you can let us know and we'll add you there. Okay, thanks everyone.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Have a good
And
day.
these are the courses which we offered. You can like log in and see. Okay, team. Bye bye. Everyone, good night. Take care. If you have any question, you can connect with Priyanka.